is Pat, and I am a grateful recovering addict. My recovery date is October 1994. My drug of choice was crack cocaine and alcohol. By the grace of God, one day at a time, I have consistently been able to make it by the grace of God one day at a time. Since 1994, consistently without any mood changes, mind out through chemicals. Before I start this meeting, I want to open it up with a moment of silence for the sick and suffering addict, followed by the serenity prayer. Go on by your head. God grant me the serenity, accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Today we will be reading a couple of paragraphs from step one. On the paragraph, I'm not going to hold y'all up today, and I know people got stuff to do. And my eyes are not what they used to be for all they reading eyes. I'm not going to tell y'all that stuff. All right, let's get set up and get it going. All right, I got my reading light, I got my coffee. You ready, Max? Once again, my name is Pat, and I am an addict. In case you don't know what the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous is, I am gonna read what is the Narcotics Anonymous program. It comes straight out of chapter 2. Hush that fuss. It comes straight out of chapter 2 of the basic text. What is the Narcotics Anonymous program? NA is a non-profit fellowship or society of men and women for whom drugs have become a major problem. We are recovering addicts who meet regularly to help each other stay clean. This is a program of complete abstinence from all drugs. There is only one requirement for membership: the desire to stop using. We suggest that you keep an open mind and give yourself a break. Our program is a set of principles written so simply that we can follow them in our daily lives. The most important thing about them is they work. There are no strings attached to NA. We are not affiliated with any other organization. We have no initiation fees or dues, no pledges to sign, no promises to make to anyone. We are not connected with any political, religious, or law enforcement group, and are under no surveillance at any time. Anyone may join us regardless of age, race, sexual identity, creed, religion, or lack of religion. We are not interested in what or how much you've used, who your connections were, what you have done in the past, how much or how little you have, but only in what you want to do about your problem and how we can help. The newcomer is the most important person at any meeting because we can only keep what we have by giving it away. We've learned from our group experience that those who keep coming to our meetings regularly stays clean. Alright, briefly I'm going to share on that. I am not actively a member of a Narcotics Anonymous group here. We went under years ago when I got sick and had to get rid of my building where we were meeting at. I will repeat again, God has been good. My higher power has been good to me since October 1994. I want to share briefly on the consistency of attending 12-step program. And I know a lot of y'all have doubts, and I know a lot of y'all hear the stories and say, oh, I ain't that bad, or I haven't been that bad, or I haven't got that bad. But we got what we call YIT in the Narcotics Anonymous program, which is basically you're eligible to. Meaning what you haven't done for drugs is a strong possibility that you can and you will. I didn't believe it either. But 2 years down the road of abusing drugs, I was homeless and away from my family. You tell me. It was a constant spiral. I was trapped in it. I was part of the crack epidemic. I was trapped in enslavement almost 8 years. But I was out one night and I was sick of myself and I ran up on some people in a room. And I was looking crazy and what they call geek back then. But they told me to come in and get a cup of coffee. Y'all know I didn't want no coffee. Long story short, I stayed for the meeting. And that's been almost 30 years ago. I know right now in your life you might be confused early on, not understanding how you've allowed a substance or some kind of mood changing chemical to control your life and your decisions. But I'm telling you now to let that go. Don't dwell on nothing from yesterday and don't let nobody hold that against you. Recovery comes in all different forms. Most of all, peace of mind. First of all, support. So sometimes, you might have to be like me. I had to recover alone. So I hope that the reading of what is the NA program help. It's a little bit of something else I want to share with you on out of the how and why. I'm gonna find it for you right quick. It is from step one. And I'm going to read this for some of this out of step one for you. To page 8, it works. Let me get it together. It states, some of us realize our lives have become unmanageable because we felt out of control emotionally or began to feel guilty about our drug use. Some of us have lost everything, our homes, our family, our job, our self-respect. Some of us even learned how to function as human beings at all. Some of us have spent time in jails and institutions, and some of us have had some very close to death. Whatever our individual circumstances, our lives have been governed by the obsessive, compulsive, self-seeking behavior, and the end result has been unmanageability. Now that's what he was talking about me. It wasn't even about money. I was a career-minded man, and I was a career man. So it wasn't about getting a job. It wasn't even about the pay scale. It was that, y'all, I was smoking and drinking up everything I got. Back then, $600 a week was like, wow. I was making more than 600 a week in the 90s. But I wasn't giving it to nobody but the streets and the drug dealers. I wasn't giving it to the old lady, the mama, the kid, the rent man. Nobody, y'all. I played myself. I was just like it wrote. You have to be real with this thing. And I'm going to read with you one more paragraph out of step one of It Works, How and Why. And it's on page 9. Honesty had to replace denial before we could face the truth of our addiction. Many of us recall the moment of clarity when we came to face with our disease. All the lies and all the pretenses, all the rationalizations we had used to justify where we stood as a result of our drug use stopped working. I understand that. Who and what we were became more clear. We could no longer avoid the truth. we have found that we cannot recover without the ability to be honest. That concludes reading from my personal books. Like I say, I am not a member of a home group here in the South right now because we folded. I got sick. My building kind of situation got out of whack in my group, kind of folded. Didn't have any more leadership and it hurt. But I said to myself that I at least want to be able to share my experience, strength, and hope if it's nothing but online. Because a lot of us still suffer in secrecy. There's a lot of us that are great human beings that are struggling with the disease of addiction. I'm just trying to share and let you know that I was one of those people too and that you can recover. I want you to know today, in this afternoon, Narcotics Anonymous discussion. I'm going to call this an NA discussion because I'm not a group, it's just me. But I love NA, and the NA has been good to me. There ain't nobody but me and Max at this meeting today, and that's okay. Even in recovery, you have lonely times, and it doesn't have to necessarily mean you have problems. It's just this is life, and I had to learn how to live life on life terms. And I can tell you today that you can make it, and that you will make it. Max, stop whining. I'm not taking you out there in that heat. You interrupted my meeting. You've been whining for 15 minutes and 20 minutes before I went, and I told you I wanted to do a video. And you was sitting there quiet like you was cool with it, but ever since then you've been whining, and I'm not going out there with you no matter what. Okay, back to us. The NA program has allowed me to man up and be a father. I raise all my children, and even though I'm very, very, very blessed with an 11-year-old daughter, I'm hands-on with her too. Without recovery, my children would know me. And I've been through a lot with my children. All of them grown but one. And it's been a hell of a ride. And without the program and the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, I wouldn't have been here to see none of it. Y'all, I'm into my grandchildren, and I'm seeking disabled land. Don't work, but I'm humble and I'm grateful because I know whatever my higher power got for me, I'm gonna get it. If it's for me, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna let y'all go. I just want to share with y'all, keep y'all head up. Nobody told y'all today that they love y'all. I love you. I try and do more meetings. Please, please, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And if you are familiar with recovery and it is a topic that you would like to discuss or step or something out to how and why, we can discuss that. I would love that because I miss my meeting. Y'all be blessed. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm out.